TikTok's worst feminist movement by Purge. I reacted before to this channel. He's probably talking about the 4B movement. I think he's actually... I might as well subscribe now. He's probably talking about the 4B movement. Weird type of women you like. What do you mean weird type of women? I like soft, gentle women. Not whatever this is. Let's get into it.
We're going to be looking at a new feminist movement. It's called the 4B movement, which originally started in...
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! It is the 4B movement. And it's not even the same. It's not even close to the same. And all that because somebody won that you just didn't like. Ugh. Well, maybe you should next time make better politics to actually win. Just me though. The 4B movement that originated in South Korea has its reasons, justifiable reasons. Women are actually treated as lesser people in South Korea. However, that is not the major driving force of South Koreans not having children, as many like to point out. Many like to say. The actual reason for the 4B movement, like the actual reason for not having children, is because South Korea is horrendously expensive. You cannot raise children in that country. At all. It is way more expensive than anywhere else. It's one of the most expensive countries ever. That is probably one of the main reasons why people are not having children there. The only B movement I approve are the B and 2B. Understandable, free men.
South Korea. The 4B movement started in South Korea because of social issues and people trying to stand up for themselves. But for some reason, it's now reached the USA, where they've completely ruined it and made it a lot worse. And supposedly shaving your head is gonna take down the patriarchy.
You know what you did? Which I find super disrespectful, what you did with that kind of stunt, to say that you're gonna shave your head for the patriarchy so men don't find you attractive anymore. You know what you did? You are insulting the women that have genetic diseases that make them lose their hair. You are insulting women that went through chemotherapy. You are insulting women that for some odd reason, whatever reason it may be, that lost their hair. Because you are actively saying that women without hair are less attractive. My message to you is, fuck you. Then China did the same thing. I don't think, no, I don't think so. I could be wrong though. I think China, you might confuse it with the weird, one child policy, was it? Which is now removed because they have struggled having babies, but still nobody's having babies.
Originally, the 4B movement meant 4 Korean words beginning with B. Byeon, no marriage. Bishol-san, no giving birth. Byeonye, which means no dating men. And Bisuk-seo, which means having no with men. I probably mispronounced every single Korean word there, so if you're Korean, don't hate me. Anyway, there's the context for the whole movement, and some women on TikTok have gone crazy with it. So today we're gonna be looking at some of these people's TikToks and see what they have to say.
To the men of America, thank you so much, because you have now officially pushed any woman who is ever questioning herself away from you and into my arms. And I am now 100% gay. I wasn't sure before, but now.
Also, aren't lesbian relationships a lot more violent? Like 70% end up in breakups and divorce. Also, what is your argument? Yeah, the one child policy, and then they changed it to any baby policy, and then to a few baby policy. Well, they cannot decide. Well, now they do need a lot of babies, because apparently the population is too old.
I am positive. So if you're a man, don't look at me, don't touch me, don't speak to me, don't breathe near me.
Yeah, you're a
Leave your house. Throw away almost anything you own, because I can guarantee you that most of that was made by men. Don't drive on any roads, because those were made, very likely, by men. Don't enter any building for that matter, because they were most likely made by men. What a wonderful argument.
gonna walk past her in the street. Hold your breath, bucko. Probably because she smells or something. I don't know why you wouldn't breathe next to her. You can't go near her, supposedly, so you can't walk past her. If you see her on one side of the road, you must cross. If you are really trying to push this movement, hating on the group that you want to support the movement is not the way to do it.
Once again, I think I said it in the beginning. This is respectful for women who struggle with their hair, because it makes it seem like they're worth less because they have no hair, or struggle with their hair. Morons.
This has ruined my whole life, guys. A woman has shaved her head. Also, by the way, most of these people shave their head to look unattractive to men. I think that's quite offensive to people who have cancer or alopecia or some sort of disease and condition making them lose their hair. All of these other women out there naturally lose their hair or have to shave their head, and you're telling them they are super unattractive and no men will like them. I'm telling you now, men will not care if random women start shaving their heads. This is not going to affect our life. This will only affect you because you've shaved your head. So it depends if you like short hair or long hair.
Dye my hair purple with me whilst I tell you the ways in which I support the 4B movement as a married woman. I don't watch movies that don't pass the Bechdel test. I also don't read books written by men, and I try to read as many books written by black women.
What? Do these people hate fun? Also, why do you bring black women in there? Like, is that like a separate category that you have to always separate black women and white women, and you could just say women? Kind of racist.
As I do by white women. And finally, I try to shop at small female-owned brands wherever I can.
I mean, listen, the only thing I agree with there is, you know, supporting your local businesses. Apart from the fact that she only supports women businesses. But for some reason, this movement has turned into just not liking.
But then again, a lot of those products that were sold were likely beforehand made by men. If there's a male employee, would she not go there? Like, I have so many questions because they don't explain anything.
Anything made by men. What do you mean you can't read books written by men? If you can't read books written by men, you're not going to be very smart. And I'm not saying women are stupid, by the way. That's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you need to get different perspectives on different things. You should be reading good books, whether it's written by a man or written by...
Also, it's also very likely... The harsh truth is that most big literature, especially knowledge-based literature, was likely written by men. May sound harsh, but it's oftentimes just the case.
A woman. I don't know what you're on about. How does that progress you in life? Just because you don't want to support men? What does that mean? Yet you're still married. You're supporting feminism, not the 4B movement. Yeah, guys, how could she be married?
Yeah, divorce your husband. I think there were also things where, like, women were actually saying, like, divorce your husband, dump your boyfriend, poison your partner, poison your husband and your boyfriend, like that type of stuff. Just genuinely nuts.
You should leave your husband right now. Because of the new TikTok trend, she should leave her husband. That's true, yeah. She's not doing enough. Exactly. Everything in our society is rooted in patriarchy and the voices of men. When I read, I'm much more interested in listening to other voices, which are intent upon silencing or at best ignoring mine. You're telling me if you read a book by a man, that book is trying to silence you? What does that mean? I mean, yeah, if you pick up a book saying men are better than women, that's understandable. But if you pick up a book like How to Improve Your Life, how is that trying to silence you and ignore your problem? I mean, luckily they can't watch this video, guys. They can't get annoyed at me because they're not allowed to interact with men or see things made by men, so I'm fine. It's all good. I can say whatever I want. What a creative way to support. I love this. I also have a list of femme-directed movies to watch. Now we can't watch movies directed by men. Okay. It goes from a movement from respecting yourself, putting yourself first, so society starts seeing you in a different way, to now it's become...
It went for a movement to improve the stand in society, like from women, to, how can I punish men? What exactly is your goal here? Especially since things aren't really punishing men. Because likely you were avoiding dudes, probably from the get-go anyways.
I will ignore everything a man says. If supposedly that's the problem with society, aren't you being hypocritical by doing the exact same thing that the problem in the world is? Me too. It's been months I've decided to read no more books written by men. Well, clearly not reading books made by men has started to affect you.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida. Because...
Wow! Great! Wonderful! I don't care. I don't care. Wonderful. You are actually doing something that I encourage, which is properly and safely using your sexuality. Thank you. I don't like to repeat myself, but Donald Trump cleared up the hose.
Me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan.
How many people were you and your friend group sleeping with in Florida? No one getting action in Florida now. Every single man in Florida is doomed. As a woman or a man, you shouldn't just be sleeping with everyone you see. And then a TikTok movement decides to change your mind. And that's it for Florida. Sorry, Florida, it's over.
Women aren't feminists because we hate men. We are feminists because men hate us. I don't know, single man that genuinely hates women. Not a single one. I don't know. Maybe I'm the odd one. Maybe I'm a male feminist. Oh no. Anyways.
I just came across this quote and my mind is blown. Yeah, it's very inspirational, that quote. I don't hate women, and I'm sure not every woman hates men. You need to go outside a bit, de-influence your brain. This quote is just stupid.
What he's saying? What he's saying is, touch grass. Please, touch grass. Open the window. Go for a walk. 99% of men and 99% of women are not evil. Touch grass, please.
Not every man hates women, trust me, because I am a man and I don't hate women. And I know a lot of men who don't hate women. Sure, there's...
But your opinion is invalid because you're a man.
Some weird guys out there that probably do. I thought these people would be against incels. Why are you turning into them? You're turning into your enemy. Men hate feminism because they are afraid to be outsmarted by women. I think a lot of men nowadays aren't a big fan of like this modern feminism where you just cast men to the side and ignore them and whatever this movement is. Now the standard everyone being equal, I'm all for that. And also there's 100% smarter women than me in the world. I definitely don't...
Men and women will never be equal because we aren't created equal. By nature. Harsh, but true. Equal in value. Yes, I agree. But there's things a man can do that a woman can't, and a woman can do and a man can't. For example, I would never want a woman. There's probably women that are able to work at like these oil platforms and stuff. Probably, but most women are not capable, for example, of doing that. So like men are, for example, not able to have able to have babies. They can help make them, but obviously there aren't. Women have quite literally a superpower. There's a lot of beauty stuff that men usually are not able to do. Girls, for example, have generally better writing than boys. That's just how it is. Celebrate differences instead of trying to equalize everything. The only true equality we can kind of achieve, but not really, is opportunity. But even that is kind of difficult because having the same opportunity is usually not given, because if somebody is I don't know, I'm better than most people in English here in Germany. There's people that are worse than me. They don't have the same opportunity because they simply, no matter how hard they try, they simply are not prone to do that. They are not capable to do that. Just like I'm really horrendous at maths and others are better. We don't have the same chances. So why not play off from our strengths?
Don't outsmart every woman ever. There have been, there are, and there will be smarter women than me. If you are a woman and think you're smarter than every man, if you're a man that thinks you're smarter than every woman, you're just stupid. You're smarter than no one.
You're a moron. Though there is, looking at intelligence, there is certain things that can be notable. The smartest people in the world are men. Guess who the dumbest people in the world are? Men. While women are more equally good across the board. Men are on both extremes. But generally, there's not much difference in intelligence. It's just differently spread out.
You're not even smarter than yourself. What's with those kill all male feminists, lol? Because most of y'all fucking suck and a lot of y'all are just freaks.
So we are supposed to do violence? But if men said the same, then that would again be a problem and wrong, which it obviously is. The other one is wrong as well. Wild arguments out here.
So you're supporting the people that say that. Doesn't it seem very hypocritical standing for a movement where you hate a whole gender while trying to protect your own? If everyone is equal, and if that's exactly what you want, then this is not the way to go about it. Not the married men getting upset at the 4B movement because y'all won't have anyone to cheat with. Yeah, that's exactly people's problem with the movement.
Modern statistics, we are about as 50-50 because women close the gap on cheating. So that is not entirely true.
Movement. If you're in a relationship, why would you cheat? Don't be in a relationship. Be single and sleep with whoever you want freely with consent. I know you're just angry because no one's cheating on anyone else with you.
I've been wanting to shave my head, but my girlfriend's like, no, no, no. And now the B4 movement is like, shave your head.
And then she also got it wrong. The B4 movement now. Before what? Before shaving your head?
Ladies, because men love this. They love it. And whenever I cut my hair, men freak out.
If you cut your hair, I'll crash out. Men go crazy when they see hair. That's why I like having long hair, because I just like making men go crazy.
Oh, I'm so excited. I'm gonna have to tell my girlfriend I'm so sorry, but I'm definitely gonna shave my head.
Oh no, don't do it. We would all care so much and be devastated and freak out.
If she lets me shave it, which it's not even like if she lets me, I'm gonna tell her.
You don't seem very confident about that. Seems like she might not agree with this.
Ladies, I just would be so happy if all of us shaved our heads.
Everyone shave your heads! This will be such a...
Once again, disrespecting the women that genuinely struggle with their hair. What is this?
A good prank on men.
That would be something very spiteful because men love long hair.
Why do you think all men are in love with you? Because you have hair.
Please, let's do it. Let's shave our heads. Oh my god.
Okay, she supposedly was gonna shave her head. This video was made about a month ago. Let's go look at her page and see if she shaved her head. Oh, she's not posted anything since. Clearly the girlfriend didn't allow her to shave her head. Yo, everyone shave your head, but not me, because I'm not allowed.
Didn't allow her to shave her head and dragged her away from a TikTok based girlfriend.
We have the power to make morons go extinct like dinosaurs. The morons here are just creating mediocrity.
Yeah.
What? I mean, yes, they have. Just like we have, right? If we just don't have families with, like, create families with women, we could also make morons extinct. Hmm. Like, what? That makes no sense. Like...
Yeah, wait. Let me get this straight. By not reproducing and having children, you are gonna kill out the morons. Aren't you just calling yourself a moron?
They are creating harm to Mother Earth, and they are cancer to the planet.
Wow, you are so nice, yeah. What?
But aren't you benefiting from all the products that are created that harm the planet? What
Are you on about?
We can live without mediocrity. We can live without the morons, okay?
I don't really mind living without the morons. Actually, I kind of do mind. I won't have any content to make. But there's still some, so I can still make content, that's fine.
Y'all acting like pregnancy is not a high risk as a woman, especially a black woman.
Yeah, I agree. Pregnancy is a risk to women. Women that go through it, respect. This is why you need to respect your mothers, guys. They put themselves at risk to have you. I'm not watching any more of this video, though, because what?
I don't know. This is just moronic. Like,
What is she on about now? Now it's more of a higher risk for a certain race to have a child. Okay. 54, no kids, never married. I am plan B, diamond level, and it's so peaceful. Calm. I'm not gonna
diamond level? Is she playing League? Like, is she... diamond level. You just die and you just grew old and will die alone. That is all you brought upon yourself. Wonderful! What a wonderful plan B. Nobody to remember you when you're gone. Nobody to build up from what you created. Congratulations. You quite literally wasted your life.
lie, that sounds kind of sad. Yeah, I mean, if you want to do that, no one ever to love in your life and no one to spend time with. Just only spend time by yourself your whole life. Sure, women, you have the power of creation. Amen. It does take men and women to make a baby, but sure. I mean, yes, they have the hardest part of the job. Don't get me wrong, they definitely had the hardest part of the job, but you definitely need both to create.
Did anyone else wake up today and delete their dating apps? Like, I'm not just talking like just removing the app. Like, I
You should not use dating apps to begin with from the get-go. Oh, man, this is just like... You should not use dating apps in general. They're terrible.
on removed myself from Hinge, Bumble. Like, I didn't even think twice about it. There's no way I am letting any man near me for the next few years. I've been happily single for the past 4 years. I can wait another 4 years.
Every man is devastated right now.
I'll be real. I kind of don't believe you. I've seen a trend with people saying that they're happy with being single. And they're just oftentimes also lying to themselves. Because why do you always have to announce that you're happy being single? Maybe that's just me. But my experience tells me that the people that say that they're happy being single, they usually aren't.
Every man watched that video and felt at ease.
If you are a man, don't even look at me until...
Chat, we're cooked. I looked at her.
Do you know what? Ever again.
Ah, God, no, guys. What am I gonna do now? Who am I gonna look at now? I'm literally crying my eyes out right now. I don't know what to do.
doing my part as an American woman by breaking up with my Republican boyfriend last night and officially joining the 4B movement this morning. Mental fucking illness. Dating apps are scary, meet people IRL. They also just simply don't work. Like, you likely won't find anybody who, like, you can have something long-term with. My experience with them, at least. Why? Why? Like, if politics is that much of an issue, like, that much of a deal breaker, you should have broken up with your boyfriend a while ago. Like, you should have never gotten even into a relationship with him. He probably dodged a bullet here, though. Because if you have to break up over something as meaningless as politics, which to me it is meaningless, mainly also probably because I follow the policy, if it's a good policy, it's a good policy, regardless from who it comes from. That is nuts.
I'm not gonna lie, if this whole movement on TikTok is what made you break up with someone, there's something clearly going wrong. My piece of advice is only be in a relationship with someone who respects you and you respect them. If a movement on TikTok is going, don't date men, and you're like, okay, break up with them, clearly your relationship meant nothing. Why were you in a relationship to begin with? A movement on TikTok is what stopped your relationship. That's how fragile it was. You are so brave. I gave my fiance his ring back last night and ended a
4-year relationship? 4-year relationship. You were about to marry this man over something that trivial. The human race is lost. This generation is lost. The people are lost. I don't know.
A 4-year relationship. I know it's not easy letting go, but you'll find someone better. Oh my god, these people are crazy! Why are you with that person to begin with? I don't understand. This is nearly as stupid as the fat acceptance movement. The movement without any movement.
This is 4 years of his and her life down the drain. 4 years. Neither of them will get back those 4 years. Mental illness.
I dumped mine 2 weeks ago. Best decision. These people are so easily influenced.
This is how I've cut men out of my life completely and how you can as well. I'm right now at 7B status, so there is 4B, which is no sex with men, no marriage, no babies. I already do that. 7B is the most extreme level of not having to interact with men at all.
As soon as
She downloaded the DLC. What are the other 3Bs?
something hits TikTok, it just completely changes. Don't interact with men at all. How are you gonna live your life? Using TikTok, which is owned by a man, should not be allowed then. That seems like a loophole in your movement. I hope every single piece of jewelry and clothes you wear is only made by women, because clearly then you'd be supporting men and going against yourself. I'm all for everyone being equal. This is just casting a whole group aside. How is this gonna help you progress?
So the first thing is I'm very mindful about the media that I consume. I don't read love stories, dating rants. It's just not applicable to me because, you know, when you're consuming somebody's story, then you take on their energy and you take on their frustration, and then it becomes your problem as well, especially if you're quite an empathetic person and you're very sympathetic.
Oh, now I get it. She's super sympathetic and empathetic. That's why she hates all men.
More like super pathetic. The people that say they're nice, they're usually not nice. The people that say that they're good people are usually not. Nobody who ever proclaims themselves a good guy is actually a good guy. The people that say, like, always attribute positive aspects to them, oftentimes they're just not true. Because that is for other people to decide.
men and never speaks to them again. It's because she's so nice. Yes, she's super sympathetic and empathetic. Oh, now I see. She's an empath. She hates anyone suffering and she would not ever hurt anyone's feelings. She's super nice and kind. Now I see it.
So instead I read educational content, true crime to keep me aware. I love poetry about self-love and healing and anything to do with...
Ironic. Self-love and healing. Ironic. Are you truly healed? That is very ironic. I'm a good boy. Well, I do like you, dear. You seem very nice. So, yes, you are a good boy.
Enhancing my hobbies and bringing me closer to any goals that I have, any skills that I want to learn. It just makes me really excited about life because none of that has anything to do with a man, and it's very fulfilling.
I mean, nothing is more educational, makes you aware of life than true crime podcasts. You know, those serial killer shows on Netflix, that's what makes you learn about life. Listen, I'm all for you following your passions and pursuing your hobbies. That's great. I don't know what this has to do with ignoring men and pushing them aside and hating them. And also, is all this educational content that you're getting only made by women? Wouldn't you want to get the smartest person to teach you, if that's a man or a woman? Why would it matter? No, you just only can get it from women? I don't get it.
Second thing I do is if I'm ever in a situation where I have to choose between talking to a man or a woman, I will always defer to the woman. The man does not even exist.
This is a very dangerous mindset. This is such a dangerous mindset. Imagine you go to the doctor. Imagine you go to the doctor. And there's a male doctor and a female doctor. And the male doctor, for some reason, for example, is more qualified. Then you go instead to the female doctor, which eventually may give you a false diagnosis, and you die. Congratulations. At least they're dying for their ideology. Like, what is this? Go to the more qualified person. What is this? Ironically, most people who go on and on about healing and self-love were never deeply hurt to begin with and already love themselves above all else. True, yeah. Whereas yet, imagine she is in charge of other people and she puts them at the mercy of less qualified people. Exactly. True. This is such a dangerous argument.
I completely ignore his presence, and most of the time they do get it. So like when I'm checking into hotels, at airports, things like this. And you know what? Even if he's hurt, let his ego be wounded. You're not there to
So let's say you have a guy that carries around your like packages, right? In a hotel. And he asks where to put them. Are you just gonna ignore him? Like, it's not just about, hey, I'm not talking to men. It's also about you are disrespectful for people, for example, in their job. Who haven't done anything. You are by definition punishing innocent people. Nothing here makes sense. Imagine she votes for less qualified people. People are on islands. Their thoughts and beliefs can easily affect so many others. That is true. That is very true. I don't know. This is just...
defer to him or to acquiesce to any of his little fantasies that he might have about you. You just directly deal with the woman, have a stress-free experience, because otherwise, you know, with the man, maybe he's going to be a little bit condescending to you, or he probably won't take your concerns very seriously. So just cut out all of the toxicity, go straight to the woman, only deal with the woman.
How delusional is this person? This is basically being an incel, just reverse. This is the...
There is no reverse. She's pretty much like a... I don't like the term incel in general because it's kind of misused now. It's really, at the core, it's just a dude not being able to get into a relationship. Because let's be honest, you could just, if you wanted to sleep with women, you could just pay a hooker. Let's be honest here. I don't like the term because it's used for men I don't like. Because we use the term for people that are, for example, married. She is literally just a, what's the worst? A misandrist. I think that's the most accurate description of what she is, a misandrist. Grok grok, there will be no mice eaten. Rat. You get the point.
Women version of incels. Trust me when I say this. If you're going to McDonald's or something, right? You go and order something. If it's a man, there is no man making fantasies about you. What is this reasoning? I mean, it's fine if you're more comfortable talking to women than men, but this is a bit ridiculous. No man is creating fantasies about you. Come on.
The third thing I do is when I'm walking on the street, I'm aware of men, but I don't acknowledge or make eye contact with them. I look right through them, and this has really helped me just...
She's moving around like a robot. Like, what the heck? What the heck is this person doing? What the heck is this woman doing? This is so moronic.
In terms of just remaining in a good mood, focused, because if I'm looking at a guy looking at me or just being a weirdo, then I'll get stressed and I'll get anxious. Like I said, always be really aware, but don't allow their negativity to permeate into your being because you will carry that with you for the rest of the day.
That's true, guys. If you ever make eye contact with a man, that's your day ruined. How can you recover from that? Your energy is now down. You've made eye contact with a man. Quite a lot of times when I walk down the street, I make eye contact with random people. I never knew I was making them anxious and ruining their whole day. Next time I go out, I'm gonna stare everyone in the eyes.
I'm gonna do it like my model. I'll stare people into their eyes and into their soul. Don't acknowledge as wild. Like, this is somebody who has not dealt with that trauma, who has not who has fallen into a harmful ideology, who's just bitter. I'm not even mad at these people. It's just sad. It's just like, I don't know. It's just it is really just sad.
Contact to every single person I see. I'm ruining everyone's day.
If ever I'm in a situation where I'm not happy, the last thing I do is go and ask people for advice because nobody knows you the way that you know you.
This whole video is you giving advice to other people. So what you're saying is never take anyone else's advice. Good advice. Oh my god. Do you think you're the smartest person in the world? Other people have...
Or just imagine her needing to ask for the way, but then refusing to do so because she doesn't want advice from others.
Have had experiences you've never had. Are they not allowed to give you advice because you're your own person? You are so delusional. I don't think this is a problem with men. I think you just have a problem with people. I'm at 16B. They do not exist in my mind. Clearly they do because you've just spoke about them. You know, the whole 4B movement, it had a whole meaning. What are the 16Bs? What are the 7Bs? She didn't even explain that. What does the B bit stand for? I also don't respond to men on social media. Yeah, you've really done it there. No one's messaging you, but you showed them. Being 7B for most of my adult life by choice. The fact that you had to say it by choice means it's not by choice. There was no choice in that. You are just an outcast. I'm at 7B. It's liberating. You are at 7 brain cells. Add a 8B movement. Ignore them on social media when they troll.
This is mental fucking illness. Like, how? How? What kind of monsters are you meeting out there that is your reaction? What?
Like zero feedback. Yes, but also trolling them is therapeutic for me, so it's finding that balance. That's not ignoring them, is it? You're going back on what you said. If you ever reply to a man trolling them, you're not doing your movement properly, are you? You can't even do your own movement properly. I like how the fact this is just disrespectful to the original movement. They're just like, you know, add another beat. Yo, add another beat. Yo, add another beat. They had meanings at the start, but what is going on now? What are the 8 Bs?
You know the man with the list that has like these thousands of X on a list on like in like the notes app. I think we found the woman version. The bees.
If you're not a part of this movement, go follow my Twitch, purge_live, right now. And like and subscribe or...
That is the end of the video. That was good. That was interesting to see. I'm good that I stumbled upon this. That was good. Now we know. Women that support 4B are kinda nuts. I'm not talking about the Korean version though. I'm talking about the American TikTok version.